You are watching Dime a Dozen on MTGO Academy featuring Jason Moore.
Hi folks, this is Jason Moore here with MTGO Academy, and I want to thank all of you lovely people for joining me today on the latest installment of Dime a Dozen. So, did you guys know that Mono Blue Delver is a good deck to play in the Pauper format? Well, if you didn't, today is your lucky day because I am going to show you all about Mono Blue Delver. Now, who am I kidding? Treasure Cruise. That's all anybody wants to talk about. Everybody is talking about it. They want it banned in Modern. They want to see it tarred and feathered. They want to rip them up and burn them. Or if you're like me, you just really want to play with the card. The card is sick. I don't need to tell you that. Everybody's been saying it. And this is a great deck to play Treasure Cruise in. We're mono blue. We're playing a lot of cheap spells. Because we're playing Delver of Secrets, which this deck is named after, we want instants and sorceries. So everything really fits here. Now, you'll notice that I'm only playing one copy. And I'm also playing Gush, which is used to be like the card spell of choice, the card draw spell of choice in these Delver decks. You could play a couple of them in your main or whatever. So I don't really know what is the right mix, how many copies to play. I think as many Treasure Cruises as you can justify without screwing up the rest of your deck, screwing up your opening hands, is probably the correct number. So we're going to start with one. I've tested this deck a little bit, and one has been good. First of all, we're playing so many sifting spells with ponders and preordains and little cantrips here and there that even with one-ofs, there is a high consistency to the deck. There's a high likelihood of finding these one-ofs in a given game. If for some reason you are new to the format and don't know what Delver is all about, it's aggro control. It's a deck based on playing threats, generating tempo, which means having some sort of time advantage, maximizing what we're doing on our turns and on our opponent's turns, and setting the opponent back a reasonable amount of time so that we can just win the game by kicking them in the face. So how do we do that? Well, we play a very low land count, 16 islands. It's amazingly consistent in the sense that we can cast all of our spells. We don't need to fix our colors. We don't need to, fetch some kind of, make some weird decision on what land to fetch or anything like that. We just play blue and we play blue spells. So that gives us a really dense spell count. We've got 44 non-land spells, okay? And we're playing threats. So the best threat to play early is Delver of Secrets. This guy flips and becomes a 3/2 flying creature on the second turn. That means he's good. We're also playing 4 Cloud of Fey, which has a lot of utility. It's a free spell, first of all. 4 Spellstutter Sprite, which doubles as an evasive threat and a counter spell. 4 Ninja of the Deep Hours, which helps us rebuy our creatures and draw some cards. And then Spire Golem, which is just a big fat brick wall in the sky. So 20 creatures doesn't seem like a lot, but because we're playing all of these cheap spells to help power up Delver of Secrets and make sure that we can do something on our turn and leave up permission, we end up finding threats pretty consistently and often. We've got Piracy Charm, which is also versatile as a pump spell, removal spell, or discard spell. And I'm playing Gitaxian Probe as a singleton and Peak as a singleton, which is similar to Probe. You can't cast it for free, but you can cast it at instant speed. And I really like these effects because we can craft the game, handcraft it. We can strategize and form a game plan based around what the opponent is holding in their hand. That is really powerful in this deck. I can't say that enough. As far as permission and other tempo plays, we're playing 4 Counterspell, hard counter, One copy of Deprive, which is a hard counter with a little bit of a caveat, a clause, a bit of a setback for us. We're playing 2 copies of Daze, which is a free counter spell. And we're playing 3 copies of Snap, which is a free bounce spell. And you can do a lot of things with that, including bouncing some of our own guys. So that's our main deck. This deck is pretty good. It's one of the top tier decks. Treasure Cruise only made it better, and I think you'll see some of the things it can do in the upcoming matches. As far as sideboarding, we've got some other counter spells thrown in. We've got Annul, Dispel, Hydroblast. We've got some board control in the form of Serrated Arrows and Cursive Chains. Echoing Truth is also a board control spell. It can hit tokens, it can hit Squadron Hawks, it can hit all kinds of permanents that we don't want to see. And then we've got Stormbound Geist as another resilient threat, and Relic of Progenitus for any graveyard-centric strategies. That's all I've got to say about this deck. I'm going to let it speak for itself in the matches. If you'd like to suggest any tweaks, any adjustments to this deck, please do so. That's it. I hope you guys enjoy watching the matches, and I will talk to you later. This is Jason Moore with MTGOacademy.com.
If you'd like to purchase Magic Online cards at competitive prices, check out our web store at mtgoacademy.com/store.
Hello, MTGO Academy. This is Jason here. We are playing in a 2-man, and we are on the draw. I think we are going to keep this hand because we've got a Ponder and a Preordain, and we can find some more lands, and we've got threats and all that good stuff. So let's keep it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this ends up being pretty exciting. We've got a Terramorphic Expanse. Could be anything. So I'm going to start with a Ponder. We want to find at least one land. It would be nice to find additional lands and some interactivity. These are 3 lands. So we're going to draw 2 of them if we keep these. And then we can preordain away the other one. I think we'll just keep them. We'll just do this kind of quickly. So no shuffling. We want to make sure we hit the land drops. It would be pretty unfortunate to cast Ponder and shuffle and then not hit land drops. So he actually missed. Oh no. I thought maybe he missed his fetch. Alright, so our next 2 draws are lands. Next turn we're probably casting Cloud of Fate twice. And then maybe casting Preordain. And this might be, I mean, we see green, so the only thing I can really think is it could be Tortured Existence. Green-red. Alright, I have no idea what this is. Abundant Growth. So Domain Zoo would be my guess. So let's go ahead and cast double Cloud of Fate. We don't need to leave up Snap. So we'll go ahead and preordain afterwards. And we'll possibly get rid of that second land. Or sorry, that 4th land. Make sure we do this correctly. Cast another one. So this is a good turn, I would say. And we'll go ahead and preordain. So we've got a counterspell and an island. We can keep both. That allows us to cast Golem next turn and leave up counterspell. Oh, maybe not next turn, right? We're on the draw, so we shouldn't have another land drop. And our first, yeah, okay. So we can't do that next turn, but we're setting it up. Maybe it's right to get rid of that island then, but I don't know. So next turn we're just bashing and leaving up Counterspell and hoping that he doesn't have a huge threat. Of course, Skyfisher. Okay, so we can snap that. We don't have to. Spire Golem stonewalls it. So if we want to get some damage in and counter that Skyfisher, we can snap it. But I think for now we're just going to wait. I think the snap could be better used on something else possibly. And we need more information. We need to see what we're doing with our next few cards. We're not trying to rush here and somehow do damage in the air. That might be a viable option, but since he's playing Zoo, or Domain I guess it's called, having core Skyfishers is going to be pretty common for him. So we're going to let him have the Abundant Growth as well. And this is a deck that can probably draw more cards than us. He's evoking Muldrifter, which is just a divination at this point. So I'm going to let him have it. And then we're going to be taking some damage from Skyfisher, but we'll be racing, and then the Spire Golem will help us out. Okay. No attack for him. Okay. So we do have a Ninja, but right now we're just going to cast Spire Golem. And we're going to pass the turn. And that's pretty cool art on the Evolving Wilds. It's actually really cool. I've never really looked at it that way. But the art on the original is also very cool to me. Much better than this. I mean, this isn't so bad. We're going to let him have that. He's got all the colors he really wants. I mean, I think he's playing black for Unearth as well. Or Grim Harvest or something. Pit Keeper, I think it's called. So his domain count is 4. So he can Tribal Flames a guy. Another Abundant Growth. We're going to let it go as well. And I doubt he will attack. Getting in a Ninja hit is a little awkward. We could snap him EOT. He hasn't played anything. That would give us a bit of tempo. I think I'm going to try this play. He's probably going to Tribal Flames at least one. Oh no, Tribal Flames is a sorcery, right? So he's probably going to bolt one of our guys. But right now we have a decent chance of resolving the Ninja. And we have a board presence that seems pretty good. Since he hasn't added to his board yet. He does have 7 cards, so that's a little awkward. Alright, so he just let that go. And we are ready to rock. I think he's going to try and kill the Ninja. Now he has to discard. That's also very good for us. So if he tries to kill the Ninja, we'll let it happen because... Oh, this is really interesting. I wouldn't mind getting down a Delver. But we can try and draw a card and see what that does for us. I think we'll try and draw the card. Wow, Squadron Hawk, so he's got a second. I think he's going to bolt the Ninja, however, but we're going to let it go because we want to counter his Skyfisher or some other really relevant threat. We'll bounce the Cloud of Fae, and then we can untap And depending if we draw a card with Ninja, we might be able to also draw a land and play that Delver. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure how good of a matchup this is. I think he's just going to bolt that. So here's the thing. If we counter it, then he gets a Core Skyfisher, and it doesn't really do anything for us. So we're going to let it go. He's going to take 3. We're going to play Cloud of Fae. Untap and leave up Counterspell. And we're going to counter the Core Skyfisher, I think. He does have Squadron Hawk in the deck, but we can try and fight through that with our Golems. So what I'm saying is he pitched Squadron Hawk. So he's probably got a second in his hand. I don't know if I said that already or not, but just going to drink some water here while he decides what he wants to do. So we'll just go ahead and counter this. He might have Unearth, but we only have 1 counterspell in hand, so we can't play around everything. He's got more lands in play, more colors available. There's not a lot we can do. Yeah, I'm starting to think he does have Unearth, but that's okay. He's got a second one, so I'm just going to F6. We can try and attack with Spire Golem, but then the Golem dies to another Bolt if he blocks. Yeah, so he's got double Skyfisher now. This is going to be really tough. I don't actually think this matchup does not look very good for us. We can, well, no, we can't attack into 2 of these. So we'll just play out everything at this point. I'm fine having 5 lands in play. He's going to basically have free reign. And I would imagine he's also playing Treasure Cruise in his deck. So things could get really ugly for us. A Treasure Cruise on our side would cost 3 mana, I believe. And on his side would cost 1. He's got 6 cards and we have 0. So what does that tell you? He's drawn 8 cards more. And he's got a Muldrifter to draw additional cards on us. So this is really rough. We are going to want to hit Gush, Treasure Cruise, all that stuff. Gitaxian Probe. Yeah, we'll reveal that. So now we can look at his hand. And I have a little piece of paper here. I'm going to do this for blue. Because we have 5 lands in play. Most of our deck costs less. Alright, so this is looking pretty atrocious. Forest. Abundant Growth. Bolt. Flames. I just saw the Treasure Cruise. That's why I'm laughing. Treasure Cruise and 2 Squadron Hawks. So pretty much no way we can get out of this. Alright, so Forest Growth, Bolt, Flames, Treasure Cruise, and 2 Hawks. 7 cards. We draw Ponder. We're going to go ahead and play that. We do have more initial manipulation, but he's got some craziness. I think we're just going to bin these and try and find a counterspell for his Treasure Cruise. I think our only way of winning is to attrition him out so heavily that that Treasure Cruise does not resolve and he doesn't see another one. So that means we have to fight through 2 removal spells, 2 Hawks, and then hope he whiffs on the on the growth. So I'm going to just, yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to, so I'm going to shuffle all of this. And we find an island. I don't want to show that. So the only other question is, do we want to attack with Insectile Aberration? The Aberration is not trading with anything better than these cards at this point, so I'm going to attack with it. It can trade for 2 Hawks, a Flames, or a Bolt. So if we attack, we at least get one of these creatures off the table. These are his biggest flyers that he has access to at the moment. And maybe it does damage to him, so if he doesn't want to block. But the problem is he's going to cast Treasure Cruise next turn, I think. He's only seen 1 counter from us, so that might prompt him to... hold back on the cruise. I doubt it, though. I think he's just going to go for it. He's got so much action. It's kind of crazy. So what we want to do is kind of hesitate a little bit on letting his stuff resolve. But the problem with that is our clock is pretty far behind his. So we kind of just want to let it go. He's going for Squadron Hawk. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. So he should only scoop up 1, right? Because he has 1 in hand and 1 in the graveyard. There's a forest, so we can start crossing off some of this stuff. He still has 2 Hawks in hand. The growth is gone. The forest is gone. Now he has 1 Hawk. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resolves. So we're making it look like we're just trying to get that Treasure Cruise out of here. The board stayed not great. I mean, he obviously has Lightning Bolt still. Okay, his end step. Now we have a Ninja. If we hard cast it, he's going to know he can cast Treasure Cruise. So I'm just going to pass the turn. I don't think we're going to win this game. I don't know if I made that clear earlier, but our chances are terrible right now. There are some outs. There are some ways out, but we'll see how that goes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seven cards. I mean, gross. He's drawn 11 more cards than us, and that's on the back of Abundant Growth and Mole Drifters. We may want to consider an early concession, but I'm not going to consider it yet. So that's the last Squadron Hawk. So we know 3 of his cards, and he has 2 unknowns in hand. But his 3 cards are good. Quite good, I might say. We haven't seen a Nylea's Presence from him. So Flames only does 4. Okay, we're going to let that go. And if he starts attacking, we're not going to use the Spire Golem as a blocker. There's really no use, but we will trade off the fairies for a Squadron Hawk. No attack still. Okay, well, we have a Delver. I'm going to go ahead and play that, and I'm going to pass. It would really be nice to draw a hard counter at this point. So 2 known cards, Bolt and Tribal Flames. Or sorry, Treasure Cruise. This deck's looking pretty good. It already had the synergies of Terramorphic Expanse, and now Treasure Cruise is just making that even better. He's got a lot of pimped out art. So this is kind of bad for us now because our board is just terrible. So we can get rid of this, right? Okay, we'll trade for 2 of those. Really, our best chance is to draw our own treasure cruise, counter his, and then somehow deal with the board. But it's really hard to deal with a board like this for a Delver, in my opinion. Mono blue just does not have... Okay, we might just concede right here. Let's give ourselves another draw step or 2 to hit our own treasure cruise, and we'll go from there. Yeah, we'll just let it go. I mean, he called our bluff. So there's no point in just sitting and wasting our own clock. Sure. So he still has bolt. He's just passing. Always yield. Gush. So we will reveal it. This might be our chance. So I'm going to go ahead and tap 2. Depending on what we draw, I might just concede here. Yeah, we're just going to concede. We need the time on the clock. We're not getting through this, so I think if we have some way to interact with the graveyard, I can't remember if we do. Looks like we do have a relic. We probably want to bring that in. Ninja on the play seems a little better, but he has so many cards that block it. He has Nikotl, Drifter, and Skyfisher. He's got a lot of ways to kill it, so it's actually one of the cards I would think about removing. Counterspells I think we want. I'm not sure if we want Daze or not. For now, I'm going to look at what it would be like if we removed it. Piracy Charm also doesn't seem like it does anything for us. I think we do want to bring in creatures that, creature control, such as Curse of Chains, which is not great because he has Coarse Skyfisher, but it is a way to keep his guys down for a time. Echoing Truth might be nice in removing Squadron Hawks from the board. So maybe we bring that in. I think Stormbound Geist is probably a necessary evil here. And that relic. So this turns us into more of a board control strategy. We still have the aggro tempo of these cards. Curse of Chain's not great, but like I said, it's a necessary evil. And I think, to be honest, this matchup looks pretty terrible. I mean, we could bring in some ninjas and try and get ahead that way, but any creature he resolves is going to stop that. Hydroblast might be nice, but stops his removal. He's going to bring in Pyroblast, so that does make Hydroblast a nice option. I don't know what else we would really cut, though. These cards are pretty integral. Spire Golem seems fine. I think we're going to try it like this, but we really don't... it's just not... It doesn't look very good for us. That's pretty much all it comes down to. We will play first. We wanted to play first for sure. And this hand looks solid to me, so we'll keep. He could be slow out the gates. We could really punish him by using this peak to play around whatever he's doing. So, and we have the turn 1 Delver, which, if that flips, can really get us, maybe steal us a win. So that's part of the reason to play this deck, because it does have some busted openings, like most of the great Pauper decks do. Well, I don't know about most, but a lot of them certainly do. So he's probably leading on a fetch land, but it could be forest into abundant growth. All right, so let's hope we flip first and foremost. Preordain, yeah. Okay, so we're going to attack and play Cloud of Fey. I think at that point we're just going to leave up Snap and Peek. So let's do that. And it just the threat of countering something really forces him to consider that and probably hesitate to play anything. At the same time, we have 4 damage in the air that's just cracking in. So he doesn't have a lot of time to solve this equation. So we'll just pass like that. And then probably at the end of his turn, we'll cast Peek. And hopefully, not only will we have information off of that, but we will see another card. And hopefully that card's a land, so we can preordain into some counter magic and blah, blah, blah. He did get a red source, so he's probably going to try and kill that Delver. I think I may cast Snap on it because that's all we really have going right now. But let's see what he does. He might cast Nylea's Presence here. Wow, he's just going for the Tribal Flames right off the bat. Well, we have no counters, so I think we're just actually going to snap this. And we also get to cast Peek, so that lets us do some good, I guess. Okay, so he has 3 Abundant Growth, another Tribal Flames, an Expanse, and a Wild Nacatl. So next turn he can growth the Mountain, play Wild Nacatl and Terramorphic, or he can stop the Delver. So we have 2 Delvers now. Let's go ahead and preordain and try and set up basically both of them to flip. And there's a counter spell also. We can certainly keep both of these. Yeah, let's top both, and then if he decides to flames one of the Delvers, that's fine with me, because the other one will flip. We have a counter spell. We can preordain into some more action, and we still have 4 damage cracking in the air. So this still seems good. Hang on. Oh, I don't want to skip through my second main. That would be catastrophic. And I can't remember. I think we took Daze out of the deck. But, he didn't even see it in the first game, so. But he may want to play around it. Both of these guys are going to flip. Looks like he is going for the... well, I don't know what option he's going for. He might be going for the Abundant Growth option. Oh, man. Okay, so now he can cast Tribal Flames. But his Nacatls lose the functionality of being 3/3s. I don't know if functionality is the right word, but... Alright, so we're still looking good. We can see the 2 cards that he drew. off of the growth and the draw step. Now we'll use this. You'll notice the arranging that I did was so as to not reveal. Okay, did I just look at it wrong? Because now he only has one abundant growth. I guess I just looked at it wrong. He's got one abundant growth, an island. Oh, that's what it is. 2 Nicodles and an Aura Gnarlid, which I'm fairly confident we can race pretty much all this stuff. So that's fine. And we have a Spell Stutter Sprite. So let's go ahead and cast Preordain here. So we have a couple of counter spells coming down, and we just need to hit him 4 times. So we'll keep both of these, and we'll draw the Ponder. And this looks pretty awesome. I don't think we can lose here. We're in a very strong position. I guess I'll say that much. We know he has an island. So we can almost certainly afford to counter the Aura Gnarlid, because we have another counterspell coming down, and we know he doesn't get a draw step, or he can't do anything with that island to really punish us. But other than that, all of his other stuff's pretty much irrelevant. We can just let him resolve abundant growths and all that stuff, because we have 2 counters to keep our threats alive and to keep him from doing anything this game. So this nut draw ended up, I think, working for us. There goes the island. We can cross out the growth as well. So he has 2 Nicodles and Gnarlid. We're going to let this go. It's just a 2/2 creature that is going to be too slow on the board. Now if he casts a second one, we'll go ahead and snipe that with the Spell Stutter Sprite, because he can't do anything with the island. And he's really just hesitating here. There's basically no way I'm leaving an opening for him to cast a Bolt or a Pyroblast. So if he just passes, he just passes, and I don't do anything. Yep, we'll just counter this now, because he played his land. Hello. And again, he just has a blue source, so might as well use our mana, get one of his cards out. This doesn't really increase the clock, but it's fine nonetheless. So we know we're drawing a counter spell. Go ahead and ponder. Try and find something else. Another Delver and 2 islands. It's probably fine, to be honest. So, but the Delver's not going to flip. Yeah, I guess we can just shuffle this then. Maybe draw something more interesting. Even though we would want the lands, get an island anyway, which is cool. I'm cool with that. So he has one. No, the only card we know he has is Aura Gnarlid. And right now we're fine without resolving. It's something like a 4/4 creature. We're at 18. He's at 7. So all we have to do is protect our win condition, which is our board. And yeah, that's it. Yep, that's fine with me. So we don't know anything in his hand, but that's okay. We can leave up double counterspell. This is also fine with me, because we're going to 16 and he's going to go to 2. So he not only has to kill the Delver, he has to kill all the other creatures. And that's not really going to happen with us having 2 counterspells. So yeah, I think we've got this game. We only have 9 minutes on the clock. So we have a snap. Let's just go ahead and attack. And we'll leave up all this stuff. Pretty much an unlosable position here. This is essentially 3 counter spells, so... Nylia's presence is fine. So he can't even double Tribal Flames us here. Sure. He has 1 card left. And we win. All right. So basically our opening hand and our ability to draw into permission was enough to do it. I mean, getting a second Delver was huge for us. So this still seems like we might be able to pull this out here. Being on the draw is a little unfortunate, but I think we still got to roll with the punches here. I think we leave it basically as is. We didn't see any of these cards. He didn't see any flyers at all. So that could mean that these cards are still good. Yeah, let's submit. There's a chance, I mean, with a deck like his, it's 5 colors. He could mulligan into Oblivion. So we can hope for that. I think we can keep this hand. It's not amazing, but we'll keep it. He keeps also, so... He starts with a red spell. So he's probably got some removal on deck. We'll go ahead and ponder here. What we're looking for is just maybe another land. Probably something like... Okay, wow. This actually looks pretty solid to me. We want to draw Spell Stutter Sprite within the next couple draw steps. So I think we'll keep this. We're missing some land drops, but that's okay. I think we'll just do it like it is right now. I think it's okay. We're not hitting a land for a while, but we're going to try that. We have a lot of interactivity, so we're going to try it out. He's probably sitting on... Wow, he has no fixing right now. Looks like he's just going to counter a Cloud of Fae, but we're still going to throw it out there. He has no fixing right now. Well, okay, he's got fixing and probably a forest. Well, he would have played it, though. I think his hand is actually pretty bad. All right, this is going to the Cloud of Fae. Okay. So we'll untap. We can counter an Abundant Growth or Nacatl, so he's just actually passing. I think we're going to use our mana and cast Spell Stutter Sprite here. Because we know we're not doing anything for a while. We're drawing we're drawing Golem, right? Yeah, so we're just attacking and passing. He missed a land drop as well, so it's not so bad. And he actually doesn't even have his colors, so that's pretty crazy. He's going to find him, though. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to Gush. That would be pretty lame. Okay, so we can do this for a little bit, but things are looking a bit awkward. I'm not even sure. I don't think we counter an Abundant Growth, but I think we do counter like a creature. Yeah, we'll counter this. Now, we could just leave up Curse of Chains. Actually, we could snap this. I think we counter it though. We could just curse it, but then that leaves us open for something else. I'm not 100% on that. We're obviously going to save this next counter. So we may have to snap something, or who knows. He's got a second one. That's fine. Depending on what we draw, we may snap it. We're actually not even seeing any removal from him. So do we want to snap or gush or anything here? No, I think we're just going to draw and see what we draw. Snap might be correct there. Okay, so we do have a land. Definitely attacking. I think we're definitely casting snap, but I think we'll just play the land and pass. We can take a hit. We can snap his creature and then counter something. We might even gush. But that drops us down to 2 lands. I don't necessarily want to do that. I'll take this hit. I want to see what else he's going to attempt. We only have 5.5 minutes. So he's got a second one. So I think I'm going to snap and then counter this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that buys us enough time. I guess our plan is going to be to run out these golems and then just start racing him that way. We'll curse the other rioters that comes down. And if we draw land here, we can play both golems out. And then we can gush. We can also preordain. Is that better than casting golem? It might be. So let's do it. We have a ponder and another golem. I don't think we want the golem. I think we might want the ponder. We also might just want the land. But here, let's do it this way. We'll put the ponder on top. We'll ponder. If we find a land, we can still cast Spire Golem. We could also find a Delver, which might be good. He does have 7 cards, but right now I think the tempo is on our side, and we really need to power that in. So with 3 golems, I think we'll actually just do this. Keep it, rather, and try and kill him with 3 golems and see how that goes. So that's our plan. All golems all the time. He's got a rioters, but I think we can race it at this point. We might actually pull this out. Because he's got to fix his colors. He's got to get a lot of flyers. We have 2 removal spells still. So this actually looks okay. I think this actually looks pretty good. Just a matter of him... we should look at his graveyard. I think he's also got Treasure Cruise lined up. So that's something to think about. We'll go ahead and F6. Next turn, we're going to play out 2 golems and gush and do all that fun stuff. And that might just be enough to do it. So I'm going to F6 here. He does have an opening, but... Okay, so now he's getting everything he needs, but he might miss a land drop. And that would leave him with just a lightning bolt, potentially, or whatever. He could cast something for green, I guess. He could unearth a rioters. I still think we can win. I don't think that's enough to beat us right now. Yeah, so yeah, there's a rioters. And that's his turn, so this is looking great, actually. Let's go ahead and attack. We can take 5. After that, we're probably going to want to curse his guy, though, because Tribal Flames is really the only way I think he gets out of this. So let's go ahead and cast both of these. We get to play a land, but we'll be down to whatever, 3 lands or something. Let's go. And he's actually on a 2-turn clock this way. Speaking of clock, we need to not lag because the clock is working against us. But now we have a deprive as well. I think that might just lock it up. So he can get me to 12, but then, yeah, he's got to use Tribal Flames on our creatures. So this looks awesome. I think we're going to win, but we just need to start F6ing. He's going to, yeah, kill something. Attack. Okay. I think we're still fine. We're going to Cursor Chains his guy on the ground. Leave up Deprive. We're not going to cast... Ponder, and we're also not going to worry about Wild Nacatl at this point. He needs 2 Tribal Flames to get us, and we have a Deprive. So we're going to use our Cursive Chains right there. We have a second one, so we don't need to panic about that. If he kills another Golem, it's still okay. We're still winning the race, so we'll let that resolve as well. He's got 6 cards. They're all unknown. Or maybe not. Does he still have a Rioters in hand? I think he does. We'll go to 9. Next turn we do get to Ponder, which is nice. And I think we might steal this game out of nowhere. He can go for a Flames on us, which I think we would counter because next turn he could have some sequence where he Flames again. He casts Flames again and also has Pyroblast up. So there's that. That's really all we're worried about. Another Aura Gnarlid, which we can curse, so I'm going to let it resolve. And we have a Relic of Progenitus. I don't know if playing that does anything. So I'm going to go ahead and Ponder here. We have a Spell Stutter Sprite, a Preordain, and an Island. I'm going to keep it all. I want to draw the Spell Stutter Sprite right now. So maybe we don't leave up 2. Yeah, we'll draw the Spell Stutter Sprite right now. So we'll go Island, Preordain, Sprite. We have 2 minutes. We need to go, go, go. So we'll go ahead and curse this guy. We can leave up a blocker here. It's not actually a concern, though. Being at 6 is fine. So, yeah, we're cool. Because what this does, it opens up him dying to a number of other things also. So this hand actually worked out wonderfully, but it's also because he was just so delayed the whole time. I don't think there's any way we time out at this point because we really just need to attack. We had a high spell density, and we just cast more spells during a given turn. We got 3 Spire Golems down, and we cast Gush. We snapped something and countered something. Playing that Spell Stutter Sprite on his end step ended up working pretty well for us. This is fine. Doesn't do anything to the board, which is all that matters right now. It's just our board, his life total, and our life total. Those are the only things that matter. He can Flames for 5, but it's short. It's 1 short. He could double bolt. That's also fine. There's really nothing he can do. We got it. So we won the match here, guys. I was actually pretty surprised because we got hosed in that first game pretty hard. But we pulled it out, the tempo and all that stuff. We get our pack of Cons of Tarkir. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. That was a pretty interesting match. And we will talk to you guys later.
Curious about the price of a Magic Online card? Try our searchable price guide on the right sidebar of any mtgoacademy.com page.
Well, hello there. We are playing another match in the two-man queues. We are on the play, and we have no lands. So let's go to 6. And now we have an opening hand with Delver. So we're going to keep. Our opponent kept, or mulligan to 6. This will hopefully pan out well for us. So let's go ahead and play a Delver. We do have our Treasure Cruise in the opening hand, which is not amazing. A green deck. Oh, looks like it might be another domain deck, or it could be hexproof. Spellstutter Sprite, we do not want to reveal that. And I don't think we want to hit with Ninja, though that is an option. We can either flash in Sprite. Let's leave up Sprite and Peek. I think that's the best option. We might be able to counter something important with the Sprite, and we might be able to get some info with Peek if we decide that's important. I mean, I don't know. Squadron Hawk. Good lord. So it is the deck we were fearing, which is Domain. That's obviously going to resolve. I just don't know if I'm going to cast Peek or cast Spellstutter Sprite. I'm probably going to cast Peek. So there's 3 revealed Squadron Hawks. He's actually going to have to discard, which is kind of random. But we'll go ahead and cast Peek here. We want to know what's going on. Sorry about that. Let me make sure I am recording. Yeah. So we want to write this down. He's got 3 forests. That's one saving grace. He does not have other ways to cast stuff. He's got 3 hawks. He's got 2 forests and an island. 3 hawks, stagger shock, which might be a problem, and treasure cruise. Well, let's see how this goes. This deck, did it all of a sudden get really popular or something? I'm not really sure what's the deal with that. Okay, so now he has 1 forest. We have an island, so we're not going to reveal it. Pardon me. Said no. Yeah, so this is kind of awkward. The Spellstutter Sprite is not going to counter anything. So we're just going to pass. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, but oh well. So Wild Nacatl, we actually get to counter, so we're going to take the opportunity to do that, even though it's only a 1-1. So he's going to play his island and cast another hawk. Okay. So he has 2 hawks, island, stagger shock, treasure cruise. And I don't know what's going on. I hit F4. Alright, so we're going to finally flip. Yes, we are. Sadly, that doesn't do a lot for us. So we can suicide in here, trade off 2 hawks, and get back Ninja. But he has stagger shock. We can't defend against the stagger shock. I think we just trade off here. Maybe we draw a counterspell. So yeah, we're gonna do it. I know it kind of seems bad, but we can't really do very much here. So yeah, I guess we're bouncing the Delver. And we'll replay it. The stagger shock does get rid of 2 guys. It's kind of sad. Oh, now we have a counter spell. So I guess we'll just leave that up. That seems awesome. Stop that stagger shock from happening, and then potentially daze another play. Okay, so he has shock, cruise, 2 hawks. Second squadron hawk. I think we have to let it go. We want to counter either the shock or the treasure cruise. So there's a bone splitter now. That's kind of awkward. I think we have to let it go also. Hate to say it. So he only has 1 hawk in hand. There's a ponder, which I'm going to use. Pardon me. Snap is exactly what we want. Piracy Charm. All these cards are amazing. But we're going to do Cloud of Fae first. I think we're going to do Piracy Charm last. We could do Snap right now and snap this and then attack. We could also do Piracy Charm right now. I think we want Cloud of Fae on the table though. So I should probably take a little more time to figure this out. But I'm going to do it like this actually. And we're not going to attack yet. We can maybe ride this ninja to victory. Not 100% sure. But what I am sure of is the fact that we need to decide if we're countering the stagger shock or the treasure cruise. And I think we have to counter the stagger shock. He's actually not that close to... Well, he could cast cruise pretty soon. This is obviously going to flip, so that's good. It's just passing, so he's leaving up stagger shock, which I'm going to counter. And now snap looks actually pretty good, so we're going to snap this and probably just crash in with everybody. So this is pretty awkward for him now. We know we're drawing Piracy Charm. That is not going to happen. So snap you, I think. Yeah, I'll say why not. And we're going to attack. There's actually 5 in the yard, but that's still not enough. See, the good thing here is he only has 1 non-green source. Non-green / non-blue. So he can cast Treasure Cruise, but he can only cast 1 hawk at a time. And we can Piracy Charm the next hawk. So that's actually pretty awesome. Get in for a couple hits, then we're going to cast Treasure Cruise, and I think we can lock this game out. Pretty interesting turn of events here. He knows about the days. He has 5 in the yard, so he has to tap 3 or 2. He has to tap 3. It's another stagger shock. Well, not much I can do about that, sadly. That actually changes things quite a bit. That's pretty rough, to be honest. So my draw is unknown. Obviously, we're going to cruise. Oh, there's a deprive. Very nice. And you guys know what time it is. It's time for Ancestral Recall. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I don't think there's any way we lose. He has 2 Hawks. Treasure Cruise. Stagger Shock is coming back down. So we have to figure out what we're doing about that. I think we're countering it, and we're also countering Treasure Cruise. The Squadron Hawks we don't care so much about. So we're going to cast Counterspell. We'll Rebound. It's not technically on the stack, right? It has to... The Rebound has to happen. Now, it's still a 2-for-1, but we want to keep the Delver in play. So we're going to do that. And I guess the problem is every Hawk he casts, he can... he can suit up with his Bone Splitter. Tribal Flames. Well, I really don't want that to resolve, but the problem is he gets Treasure Cruise otherwise. Nevertheless, I think I'm still going to do this. I know it sounds crazy. But I'm going to... Man, I'm really going to ride this Delver and try and win with it. Even though he gets a Treasure Cruise. Actually, yeah, he still does. Daze isn't enough here. Now, if I were him, I would not play that land first. However, he might be trying to play around 2 copies of Daze. I'm going to Daze that, because there's not really a lot this Daze is going to counter now. We have the Squadron Hawk, or we have the Piracy Charm, which does 2 damage to him if we can clear his board. And that's a good draw. We're going to attack and play that. So we're still looking quite good, actually. We have tempo, you know? And we're just, again, we're just doing a lot more with our turns than he is. We're playing stuff on our turn and then playing stuff on his turn on top of that, where he's got to just play out one thing at a time, and it's not really that exciting. So he's got 2 Hawks. We don't know what else is in his hand. I think he's got 2 Hawks. Let's check his exile. Yeah. Core Skyfisher. All right. So he's going to Growth and then cast the other thing. All right, so we can counter that. Pretty sweet. And then he just has to equip the Skyfisher. That's the only other option he has, I think. Doing everything I can, man. If I draw a Snap, it's game over. Preordain, we can find it. 2 Piracy Charm might also do it if he blocks the Delver. Bottom. Okay, so we have 2 Piracy Charms. If he blocks the Golem... No, this is actually a win also. If he blocks the Golem, this deals 5. Alright, awesome. And I think this actually makes a big difference because letting him untap with this board and he's going to get a Squadron Hawk or 2, I think actually would have been problematic. So this is correct. Yeah, 5 and 1 is 6. We did it. Amazing. Against 2 copies of Stagger Shock as well. That's pretty ridiculous. So really good to be ahead 1 game already. Pretty much the same stuff we saw, except he also has Stagger Shock, which is really annoying. We probably want Hydro Blast this time around. The last opponent had Mull Drifter, which made me want to be a little more... the last guy seemed to have more creatures in general, so it made me want to control the board a little more. I think we can take out Daze. There's a chance he plays around it regardless. What did we do? We took out Ninjas also. He's got Bone Splitter. That's annoying. That's one cool thing about that deck is it's very customizable. But so is Delver. Delver is as well. We're playing things like Piracy Charm and Peak and Gitaxian Probe. So, and Deprived is not necessarily in every Delver list. But we are going to cut some of this stuff. We are on the draw. I think we want some number of Hydroblast. Maybe just 2. The arrows, I think, will be good. Geist, I think, will be good. And we brought in Curse last time. We also brought in Relic. We don't know that he's playing Unearth. There is a chance he is. We also brought in Truth at that point. Echoing Truth seems okay. But Curse also seems good. Perhaps necessary, even. Not sure what we would cut, but we could cut a single copy of Preordain. That would give us Truth and the Curses, and we'd just leave Relic back at home. Maybe we just want 1 copy of Hydroblast. It's pretty narrow. So I think we'll actually do this and bring in these. So we got a bunch of 1-ofs and stuff. The only change we made is we cut a Preordain for a Hydroblast. We actually boarded extra just because of Stagger Shock. That card seems really annoying here. Okay, so we're going to be on the draw. We're going to hope he mulligans to Oblivion. This hand pretty much rocks, so we'll keep it. Even though it's on the draw, that will make it a bit worse. He kept 6, and he did not fix his colors, so I think he's going to have a turn 2 Nylea's Presence. And yeah, this hand's looking better and better. I'm sure he's got a way to deal with this. No. What is his hand? That's really weird. To me. Yeah, we will reveal that. Crazy. Okay, so we'll just play Cloud of Fey and attack. We could play Relic, but... Whoa, he just concedes right away. So there you have it. We've taken out another domain deck. It looks like he kept a bad hand and possibly mistakenly kept that hand. I'm not really sure. But that's not for us to really know. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this short match. Not as drawn out as the last one. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you next time.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than 1 event ticket.
All right, we are doing one more of these matches here. We have opted to play first, and we're going to keep this hand with a turn 1 Delver. Our opponent has also kept. So, pretty lucky to start on the play. We'll see how it all works out for us. We've got 2 ninjas, which is kind of wonky, kind of clunky, kind of awkward. It's a red deck, which probably not great for us, but it's a burn deck, which I think amongst all the red decks, it's probably the best case scenario. And I'm not sure that I've played the matchup all that much. I definitely haven't played it that much. Yeah, we'll reveal this. We could just start drawing cards on him by doing that ninja. We have 2 snaps, which can protect our guy. So do we want to race with the 3 damage? It just takes 1 more land for us to connect. Do we want to cast Ponder or do we want to use Ninja? I think maybe we can Ninja here. Then he just burns it away, right? These snaps probably not very good at the moment. I think I'm actually just going to bash him for 3. Next turn we can Ponder and try and find that 3rd land, and that'll really get things going. But we want the fastest clock possible. I'm not really sure if I want to cast Snap on this. It's when it enters or leaves, so casting Snap is not a great option for us. Because it just pings us, pings us, pings us. Yeah, that kind of sucks. We're just going to pass the turn. We're probably going to cast Ponder. We could also Ninja and then use the Insectile Aberration as a defensive creature. Or we can try and trade. The way our hand is set up, though, I think we probably want to just throw the Ninja in there and replay the Delver. I think that's what we want to do. I know it seems a little weird, but that seems like what I want to do. All right, so there's that. We draw another Delver. So now I'm actually fine with letting this Delver chump block if he's going to attack. Because if he is going to attack, we ostensibly will get another hit, but he might Searing Blaze here. Okay. Well, this is getting to be pretty painful. If he attacks, we'll block. He's going to attack, yeah. Will we block? Yeah, we'll block. Delver's saving us 3 damage. We have a second one. We can figure out what to do from there. I guess maybe we can block and snap our ninja. He knows we have snap. Wow, so he's going to bolt the ninja. Okay. And that's a really awkward draw. I think we have to Ponder. We could Delver and then snap it to keep it alive. But right now we need to do some other stuff. So we have Cloud of Fae here. This is really good. So we're going to keep all this stuff. I think we want Cloud of Fae right now to block. We could also just cast Cloud of Fae and class Delver. I think that's actually the best option. And we'll flip on the counter spell. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Alright, this is actually not going so bad. We are going to go down to 13 or something. So too many ninjas, though. That's what's really making this hand awkward. So they are vanishing. We're taking some damage. If he attacks, just giving him a quick block. Delver's going to flip. We're trading cards for life. Wow. Okay, this really sucks. I think I'm going to hit him with Ninja again and do what we did last time. We could also just sit back, try and trade with his Marauders. And then, you know, obviously next turn we are getting the Spire Golem. We have to tap out then. I think we'll just Ninja. He could bolt it, but I think that's actually good for us. This game is kind of awkward. Hopefully we connect. All right. And we don't know what's on the top of our deck, but we might flip this guy again. He's got 5 minutes on us, and I'm playing slower on purpose because this match is not going to be long either way. Are you kidding me? He's drawn 4 of these. This is stupid. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, we're blocking the Marauders. This sucks. Snap would be really nice on that Spark Elemental. We could also snap his Marauders and counter it. So we're going to 8. And then we're going to 7. It's really stupid. There's a Spell Stutter Sprite. I think we gotta snap this. We gotta see another card. And do some damage. Yep, I'm at 7. We may even let it resolve again, because I can block it. And just counter something else. Because it's only gonna do 2 more to us. We'll see. Draw a peek. Maybe we just use that now. Try and draw a card. See what he's got. Carevex, Torch, and Incinerate. And Torch we can't counter. Where's my pen? Where is it? Got all these pens here. One is bound to work. And it's not that one. Here we go. Here's another pen. Wow. It's a pen graveyard. All these pens are dead. Alright, Torch. Incinerate. Okay, this pen just died. Rest in peace. Okay, I found the original pen. This pen actually works. This was the pen I used previously. and Marauders. Okay, so that's kind of awkward. Ponder, we really would have to find a land with that. That's really rolling the dice. We're at 7. I think I'm just going to hold. Somebody started a chat with me. I don't know why. Just going to X that. So what are we doing here? I guess we're letting Marauders resolve. We're countering Incinerate. And we're hoping to kill him before he can torch for any relevant amount of damage. So we're going to like 5. Or we could just find another land and then counter torch. Yeah. We could also just counter Marauders and hope he didn't find a land. Because it's going to deal 2. And that, you know what? We're going to let it live. Because it might deal 2, but Incinerate deals 3. Alright, we're going to hope his last card is not a Lightning Bolt. Use our mana. We're at 5, really dangerous. So things are pretty awkward here. I think we're going to cast Ponder. And there's some islands. Awesome. So we want those. So we could snap his guy again. Then we go to 4. Probably not doing that. But I don't know how to use this. Like, how do I want to do this? We definitely want to hit those lands. So I'll put the Ponder at the way top. Do we leave back 2 blockers? If he has 2 burn spells, we're done. Right? So I guess we preordain here. Oh, you know what? We can also snap our own Spell Stutter Sprite. I don't actually think we get out of this either way. But we have the mana right now to preordain, so I'm going to do that. And we want both, so just do that. And I don't think I'm going to attack. I guess I can. This is so dangerous. We know he has Incinerate and Carevex Torch. And I'm just going to block. And I think the turn after that, I have to play Spire Golem. Because I need 4 mana to block Torch. Ugh. Alright, we know he has Incinerate. So if I try and snap my Sprite, he can Incinerate it. But that's actually okay. Because then we don't die. We go to like 1. But I don't know that we can get him from 10 when we're at 1. We just have to keep hitting awesome counter spells. Oh, it worked. It would be great if we had days in hand, but we don't. So he's going to let this happen? What the hell? Oh, he had another card we didn't know about. Okay, so now we have to counter 2 things. That's not going to be easy. We have Ponder on the top. So I'm at 2. I have to leave up 4 mana, because if he casts Karavex Torch, it's over. So we have to draw counter spells twice. We have to find another counter spell after this. And if he has another spell, we also have to find an answer. So I think this game is over. I don't know that ninjas really did a lot for us. He had quadruple Keldon Marauders. If he didn't have that, I think our chances actually would be a lot better, because we would have connected with ninjas at least twice. 2 more times than we did this game, at least. This is crazy. All right, he's just going to pass. Torch is a sorcery. Incinerate's an instant. That's not good enough, so let's Ponder. That is not good enough. Oh, a Daze. Is that good enough? It might not be. And Cloud of Fate. Ugh. He only has to torch for 1. I think we have to shuffle this and find a hard counter. I might even just cycle this as well. And I'm not going to hold the land. I'm going to cycle that Cloud of Fate. I'm not going to use it as a creature. If he draws a land, it's over. Because he can torch for 1 and he can incinerate. So either way, we're screwed. Yeah, and I didn't think about this line either, where he can just do this and then torch us. Oh well. Kindle. All right. Yeah, good game. All right, so what we want to do is bring in a lot of cheap spells and just interact with all this stuff. So all the Dispels and Hydroblasts, definitely want those. Snap I don't even really like. Piracy Charm might be okay. Cutting some number of ninjas seems fine. Treasure Cruise is maybe a little slow, but helps us refill. I mean, Snap would hurt Spark Elemental, but not even that much. Nah, it's not good against Spark Elemental. Alright, I think we want it like this. We want all the cheap stuff. Piracy Charm does interact. So yeah, I'm going to keep it like this. We'll see how that goes. I think this is supposed to be a decent matchup for Delver. So we're going to find out. And we'll keep a triple Delver hand. That seems fine. Seems more than fine. Oh, Rift Bolt. Okay. Well, it would be nice to flip this turn and next turn. Looks like there is some lag. Okay. Wow, another Delver. So it's our turn to draw quadruple copies of something. Yeah, we'll just play the two Delvers. I'm just going to F6 his entire turn. So we spent a lot of time on that first game. He actually burned away our guy. He might Searing Blaze the next guy. Nope, just a Marauders. So he's playing a bit of a control game as well. Yeah. Let's do that. Now there's a couple things we can do. Let's see. Let's preordain and see what our options are. Another preordain and an island. I don't know that we need another preordain. But we do want the island. I'm actually going to preordain again. There's a chance we can draw a Hydroblast or something. Hello. All right. We don't want a ninja. We don't really want the fourth land either, so I'm going to bottom both. And I'm actually going to try and race with both Delvers. Hello? There's a Gush. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw both Delvers at his life total. Because we got these threats, we want to make him use up burn on our creatures. I don't know if it's a great plan, but I'm willing to do it. I might even chump block with this Delver, depending how I feel. Next turn, we're kind of set up to play Spire Golem and then Gush. This lag is a little abysmal. I think I might have to switch up my sequence of plays so that I can attack as the last thing I do on most of the turns. That way, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to block because we can possibly just two-shot him here. And I don't think he can two-shot us. Go ahead. 16. Needle drop. Yep. The only thing I can hope to draw is Daze. And there's no point in doing that right now. Okay. Yeah. All right, this is perfect because we're also going to get back the island so we can leave up Hydroblast. Cool. I like it. And he's on one turn. So having a billion Delvers was pretty helpful. Can pretty much just save this Hydroblast until we beat him. I don't think he can kill all of our guys. Well, I could be wrong. So Kindle, how does this work? 2 plus the number of cards named Kindle in the graveyard. Yeah, you can have that one. Bought himself an extra turn. So there's that. If he tries to take one more down, I'll probably counter and then just play Spire Golem. It's going to me. But I wasn't dealt damage this turn. So that should just fizzle, right? Oh. Okay, maybe not. And I'm going to leave up Hydroblast instead of playing Golem, which we can play next turn. And he's on one turn anyway, so he has to get rid of both guys. Alright. So, probably not changing anything, but it's going to be very hard on the draw. Gitaxian Probe is painful for us, but is there anything better? Probably not. I think this is the best we can do. So let's submit and get this over with. Let's see what the chat was about. Oh, I thought I had a chat message from somebody. Perhaps not. Okay. Alright, so he is going to play first, of course. And we'll keep this. We can sprite away something. We can preordain into more action. Hopefully he mulligans into Oblivion. I'll keep. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's still okay. Rift Bolt. I'll preordain. We want to get rid of lands and find some interaction. This is actually pretty good. I don't know if we want two. Yeah, we'll keep both because we're going to draw them both. Then we can counter something. So this might be okay. Hopefully he misses a land drop. Ouch! Rotate, cancel. Alright. So we at least get on the board. And we hope he just whiffs on lands. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Oh. What the hell? No, 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 no. Undo. Oh. Good God. That was nerve-wracking. Get the hell out of here. Pai Yao. Alright, now we're cracking in. Preordain. Let's find some more counter magic. Well, better yet. I mean, I don't know if it's better yet, but we're actually going to keep both of these. We're going to get our Spell Stutter Sprite back. He's going to have one free turn, but he's also getting owned. Oh, he conceded. Wow. 3-0 sweep. 3-0 sweep. Well, Delver is still a really good deck. It's dope. It rocks. It's even better with Treasure Cruise. I think we only resolved one Treasure Cruise in all of those matches. So there it is. 3 2-mans, and we swept it with Delver. So guys, definitely consider this deck. I am by no means an expert Delver pilot, but the way the cards we have available in Mono Blue just makes this deck very fluid, and it's able to steal games and just dominate. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Give me feedback. What do you think of this list? What do you think of my my decision making and my commentary? Is this entertaining for you guys? What would you like to see in the future? What do you want to see less of? Just any feedback you have would be great. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'm signing out here for MTGO Academy. This has been Jason Moore with Dime a Dozen.